This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today, our video report will be about cross burning in South Carolina. The FBI is investigating a white South Carolina couple who allegedly burned a cross just steps away from their black neighbor's home in a shocking fashion of racism. Federal agents searched the Conway home of Warden Butler and Alexis Hartnett. Those are two people, the couple. Wednesday morning, as part of an ongoing civil rights investigation involving allegations of racial discrimination. Now, they say it's allegations of racial discrimination, like we don't already have a history of burning crosses. And I just wanted to take note to this that this was over the Thanksgiving weekend. The report I'm reading is from December 21st, and today is January 19th. Okay, so I'll read forward to you, but I just want you to know the timeline of these events. The pair were arrested late last month for allegedly erecting the cross and setting it on fire in the Grand Strand over the Thanksgiving weekend. Hartnett even continued her racist tirade while cops showed up on the scene and was captured on body cam footage, and I have that footage. And in fact, I have three other snippets that will support what I'm reading right here. And so that's pretty much the end of that article. That's the once again, want to make sure that was the New York Post. The New York Post. Okay, now stand by for the footage that I am about to present, and I want to say fair use and thank you to the news agencies that allowed me to use this material.
MBF starts with breaking news.
Well, we continue to follow breaking news for you tonight in Conway, where the FBI is now joining the investigation into an alleged cross burning we told you about earlier this month. Our Michaela Evans was the first on scene this morning and continues our all-day team coverage tonight, breaking down what she saw and where that case now stands.
I watched investigators comb the inside and outside of the home of the two people accused of lighting that match last month. Horry County Police say they did not arrest 28-year-old Warden Butler and 27-year-old Alexis Hartnett today, but I watched Hartnett scream and threaten to kill everyone at the scene as they got into a truck. The two are now at the center of the FBI's investigation into alleged racism. Butler and Hartnett did go to jail for harassment in November after officers say they yelled racial slurs and burned that cross facing Shawn and Monica Williams' house. The Williams tell me they've been dealing with being harassed for years and feel South Carolina does not have enough laws in place for them to feel safe. I spoke with the Williams earlier today, who said they're still taken aback by the whole ordeal, but they're thankful the FBI is now getting involved. In Conway, Michaela Evans, WBF News.
Meanwhile, fallout from that incident isn't just staying contained to the couple's home, but really spreading throughout the Conway community. Our Ashley Listrom joins us in the control room now, sharing what that couple's neighbors are saying and detailing why some are now fearing for their lives. Ashley.
Well, Rachel, none of those neighbors I spoke with today wanted to go on camera, but they do tell me they're scared as they claim Alexis Hartnett has harassed them. While the FBI was searching the couple's home, I talked to one neighbor who says she's lived in the area for nearly 4 decades. She tells me the area was quiet until Hartnett and Butler, the couple, moved in. Hartnett's father confirmed today the 27-year-old has struggled with her mental health, but claims it's no excuse for her behavior. Now, I'm still working to get neighbors and witnesses on camera while the FBI continues to investigate the case. As soon as we learn more, we'll be sure to keep you posted both on air and online. For now, reporting in the control room, Ashley Listrom, WMBF News.
Okay, just to be clear, Butler, 28, was charged with second-degree harassment, while Hartnett, 27, that's the chick, was charged with second-degree harassment and third-degree assault. Both were booked and released. They're released now. Released in a day after posting bail. $500 for Butler and $5,500 for Hartnett. according to the online jail records. Okay, so I just read to you pretty much those are their charges, and they're sitting at home right now. While the FBI, first of all, they're being charged statewide. They're being charged with what was that? Yeah, they're being charged for second degree this, third degree that. Once again, these are charges that you know that they're going to have no weight with this. This is a hate crime. We're in 2023. I hate to say that because, I mean, it is what it is. They're burning crosses. And these are the reactions that we're getting. Okay? And I have another piece of footage I want to present to you that's going to show you the NAACP's reaction to this. Stand by. And once again, this is fair use, and I want to thank those news agencies that were able to provide me with this footage. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. Well, a civil rights organization is stepping in after a Conway couple's racist encounter in their own backyard.
Our Michaela Evans spoke exclusively with the couple and now with the NAACP, which is also fed up. Michaela.
Lauren, Darion, the NAACP is not only investigating, but presidents of local chapters I spoke with are calling on the state to do its job.
And I dealt with this kind of stuff back in 1950. And I mean, I was really stunned to know that this kind of stuff is still going on in Horry County.
The NAACP tells me South Carolina, being one of just 2 states without a hate crime law, is fueling the fire that has a couple rethinking their move to the Grand Strand. Monica and Shawn Williams claim they've spent years being harassed by their neighbors, which has reportedly ranged from racial slurs to threats. But the final straw, finding a burning cross just feet from their backyard. That led to Horry County Police to arrest the neighbors for harassment. But fellow Conway resident and NAACP task force member Cedric Blaine Spain says it's time for some real change.
I would just hope that we would be resilient, would come together, because certainly this has opened old wounds for those that have lived through the Jim Crow era. And I can, from the comments on social media today and for those in the public, it's a very uneasy feeling.
While the civil rights organization continues investigating, local chapters promise me they're looking into ways to help right now. That includes pushing state lawmakers to finally pass a hate crime law. We'll make sure to keep you updated. Live in the control room, Michaela Evans, WMBF News.
You know, I just think it's amusing how the NAACP will get up here and they're always talking like they don't believe this is happening in 2024, 2023. You know, they can't believe, the NAACP's been here since 1906. Why haven't we already had a hate bill, a crime bill, something that will assist black people, FBA only? There's a history of slavery, a history of terrible, horrible things that have been done to FBA, and we still don't have hate crime bill. And another thing that's really astonishing is how FBI can get on Twitter and tweet something on MLK Day about how they're in search of justice, and this is something that has been going on since Thanksgiving, and we still haven't found out what the final verdict is and what's going to happen to them, if any charges are going to be given to them federally. And I just find that to be just amazing. Okay, next, check this snippet out.
First at 6, new details. A woman accused in a cross-burning incident near Conway threatened to kill law enforcement and media today.
This all happened while the FBI and Horry County Police were at the home of Alexis Hartnett and Warden Butler on Corbett Drive. Butler and Hartnett were charged a few weeks ago with harassment after Horry County Police say they used racial slurs toward their neighbors and burned a cross feet away from a black family's property in late November.
News 13's Savannah Denton joins us live to tell us some new information about what neighbors have encountered from both Hartnett and Butler in recent years. Savannah?
Patsy and Annette, 2 separate neighbors I spoke with say they have had issues with both Hartnett and Butler since moving to the street 6 years ago. From spitting on them to threats of breaking into their home and stealing their children. They didn't want to speak on camera because they say they are terrified of Hartnett and her unpredictable behavior. Listen as Hartnett threatens law enforcement and media earlier this morning.
I'll kill you, and I ain't gonna say that in front of every one. You got a nice
This was happening while officials were conducting some sort of search of the home. Later in the morning, Hartnett threatened to kill media with a machine gun. That's when a family member told me that Hartnett had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and hears voices. They said she's back on her medicine, but that it would take 2 to 3 days before it begins working. Neighbors tell me that they're so terrified about what these two will do that they don't feel safe in their own homes. Last week, we asked HCPD for all reports and calls of service involving Hartnett and Butler, and we're waiting to get those back. We're also working to learn whether Hartnett will face additional charges for today's death threats. Live in the newsroom, Savannah Denton, back to you.
Okay, fair use, fair use. This is for commentary, and thank you for that fine report. Now, hey, you keep hearing the same thing over and over. They keep bringing into the report about their mental illness. Okay, mental illness. You know, like this is something to assist them with getting off. This is the media throwing this in here. Oh, they say they had problems with their mental illness. Okay, but they don't talk about mental illness when these young black people, when they talk about carjackings, when they talk about shootings, they don't give any outs for mental illness. Okay? And then once again, you have to look at it from a point of view with the neighbors. These are two separate neighbors. They gave instances of which they were harassed, and they were even told that they were going to break in their house and steal their children, which makes me wonder, remember, this couple went away. They went away from wherever they were to try to live somewhere that was nice so that they can retire. Now, there's other neighbors that say they're having problems with this. So this has been going on for a while. And not to mention that they were bonded out so they can go home. After they made racial threats, after they said they were going to kill the police. And you saw there in the video where the guy's moving around, twitching back and forth, that there's some bull, man. We are not allowed such instances. And so, once again, here's another reason why FBA, those damn reparations, that check needs to be cut. Okay? In every situation you look, there's so much disrespect. If you look all over social media, you see all these false reports of statistics of what black people are. It's just suspected white supremacists, the same as these type here. They thought they were being slick, like they were going to burn it in their yard, and thinking that's not a hate crime. And that's why laws need to be passed for FBA in particular, for our young, because for real, a lot of us that are older now, we think better and make less stupid decisions. But we have young people that are going to make mistakes, and they're going to go through these white supremacists that's going to make these laws and not give them any outs. So tell me what you think. Comment, also like, and also please subscribe. This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News.